What we have to do is just stick with it for as long as it takes to make things go the way they should, the way that is right and true and good. So how long will it take with the Starchild? Until we find someone with enough money, curiosity, and courage to join us in making it happen. When we find that person, every human's life will change in ways we can't really imagine right now, but I'm confident, no, I'm certain that those changes will be right and true and good. Next slide. And for any of you that want to know more, this is the intervention and the e-books that you can get, but I'm not really trying to sell you anything. This is just going to be part of the slideshow. But that's it. So you can clap now. As you can tell, this is really going to be big history. And all that we do with this is part of that history. Belinda's part of it, Viv's going to be part of it, others are part of it. But it's weird to live your life knowing that everything you're doing is under a microscope in the future. And everybody's going to look back and try to figure out why you did this, why you did that, what you did right, what you did wrong. It's a weird feeling to live that way when you know it, as we know it. But nonetheless, that's what's going to happen. And this is going to be, I mean, even if a UFO lands on the White House lawn, this is still going to be a big story because it's proof and you can work with it. In fact, if you have any questions, now is a Q&A. Any questions at all, go ahead.
And just a question about the teeth.
Right.
How many did they have compared to a normal human? And you said they didn't have tongues, they didn't have a tongue as well. So what did
you can't tell because of the broken off rear part.
Right.
You can't tell. It looks like they're missing the eye teeth. It looks like that based. So it's going to be a much smaller mouth. There's not enough room in there for 32 teeth.
So how would they have eaten normal food?
Yes, they did eat normal food because you can tell from the chipping on the teeth, but also there was an isotope test done that showed that it had isotopes in his body, in its body, that indicated that it had the same kind of isotopes as the female, meaning that it had lived for some time in that area. Whatever that
No
area,
idea of the age at all?
No idea how long it was there, because the isotopes work into the body pretty quick. It could have been a year, it could have been 2 years, it could have been 5 years. We don't know. My assumption basically is it probably was a crashed alien that couldn't get away, and it somehow developed, whether male or female, we don't know, some kind of relationship with this woman, because when it died, we thought for a long time that it was there are these stories among Native Americans. A woman named Paula Gunn Allen contacted me very early into this, and she said, do you know about the legends of the Star Children? And I said, no. She says, well, in just about all of the Native American cultures in America, and some down into South America, there are these legends of the Star People and the Star Children. People come out of the stars down to the village, their village, and they pick a woman who is barren, who has no children, nearly always a barren woman, and they will tell the village, this woman is now going to have a child, and it's going to be something we've created, and we are going to come back and pick it up in 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years.
Like fairy tales.
It doesn't matter, but we're coming to pick it up, and when we come, it better be here. The whole village is taxed with raising this thing up, right? So our thought was it must have died before they came. Well, this is when we still thought it was a child and all that. It must have died before they came, and she was so terrified of costing her whole village their lives.
Or she could have been protecting it, like just met it
But
accidentally.
it died, whatever it died. So she lugged it into what the girl said it was a mine tunnel way away from the village where they were, but he knows that was the village 900 years ago, but it doesn't matter. Wherever it was, she got into that mine tunnel, and when she went in, this is again, we only can go on the hearsay evidence that she provided, when she was dying, and she was just telling a story and had no idea that all of these details would be important in the future. But the way she describes it, the Starchild was dead. She lugged it up into that mine tunnel for whatever reason. She laid it down, she covered it over, she buried it with the dirt, but she left the hand out, and then she laid down beside it and she wrapped the hand around to indicate their closeness in life, and she committed suicide. There's no other way you get that scene. We don't know how she did it. took poison, cut her wrist, whatever, we don't know. But that has to be what happened for that scene to be created. Starchild died, woman buries it, commits suicide, that's it. So the idea of protecting the village is kind of what we got in our heads as the most logical explanation for it. But that doesn't mean that's what happened. They could have been, maybe it was a lover's thing, it was a male and a female, and maybe they had some way of getting it on, I don't know. But that is still a close bond, no matter what. When you go to that effort to bury something and then you stick the hand out and you kill yourself, you are making a sincere statement of commitment to that person. And so that's what we came away with. Okay.